Welcome to the Talking Sport Report podcast with Scotty and Eggo. Unbelievable!
Hey, and welcome to episode 49 of the Talking Sport Report. My name is Eggo, and alongside me each week, schoolboy friend. That sounded a bit creepy.
It did, didn't it? But I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. Yeah.
Scootus Hughes. How are you, legend?
Mate, I'm good. Manly didn't lose.
You didn't. You almost lost to the bye, but it's a good contest.
Close. Seabold keeps his job for another week, but always a pleasure. Just when I thought we were done with cricket, your excitement levels have peaked. Your nipples are stiff because what has happened?
Well, the schedule has been released for the next 12 months, the 26-27 Aussie cricket men's calendar, and we'll be going through that at length in this podcast after we get NRL up to date, because there's so much happening in the NRL right now.
Shit ton.
Tonight, we're also going to be touching on the NRL Coaches Pressure Gauge. Scotty, you know what it was like back in, high school in science, and you would go into the science lab and they'd have the Bunsen burners.
Oh, they were so fun. They were fun.
But one thing you would never do, Scotty, you would never fuck with the blue flame. You could always fuck when it was the orange flame, but as soon as that blue flame came on, you had to really switch on, because that stuff can scald you.
That's the dangerous stuff.
That's it. There are some NRL coaches that I guarantee you have that blue flame right up against their bunghole. Yeah. And tonight we'll list the top 10. I'd love to see if everyone does agree or disagrees with what our top 10 is. Number one being the person with the Bunsen burner on the blue flame closest to the bunghole. I'd say it would be the representation of what we're doing tonight.
That's actually a good picture to paint. I like that. And
that's it.
Somewhat of a science lesson. A small one, but it adds up. It adds up.
Now, we do like to start the show each week with great achievements. We raise the bat for somebody. And Scotty, you know exactly who we're raising the bat as a co-ed tonight.
We are saluting. We are raising the bat for the doctors of the NRL. And
making
the
a pretty
reason
penny.
They are killing it. And the simple fact, injuries they are just running rampant at the moment. We thought South had it bad. We talked about their curse. They just can't seem to keep a fully fit squad, which is, I'd like to say I feel for them, but it's South, so I really couldn't give a shit. But this weekend, Tigers fans have started so well. They had, 4 points from the first two rounds. Granted, one of them was a bye, but fans are now stressing their season's over. Luai limped off. Adam Dewey's limped off. There's been reports now that there's an ACL injury coming out of Parramatta. They lost another couple of players today.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you put it down to? Is it the heavy off-season? Is it the congestion of fixtures? Is it the travel? Is it basically the games, it's evolved a shit ton and the body can't keep up? Or are they just soft cocks?
Yeah. Back in my day, you'd have went out there with a broken leg and then snapped your leg off and hit the guy with it.
Spot on.
It's funny. Sport has become so hard and so fast, and Tony Gregg would be turning in his grave at the thought of that. But it's basically like, I feel like the players have become bigger. And I think Peter V'landys has got a little bit to take on for this one, because again, the game's gotten faster and faster and faster every year.
Yep.
And the players still don't tickle when they get up. They don't have a tickle party. They hit hard. So now you got these like games. I think there was it the Bulldogs Canberra game? I think there was one point there was like 20 minutes of play without a break.
I'm sure that also took place in Sharks Dolphins as well.
Yeah.
And
which is
you could
crazy.
see it. You could see it in the players. Like, this wasn't the 65th minute or whatever, and hands were on hips and they were sucking them in. This was like 20, 23 minutes gone, which is massive.
It's huge.
All those
They're running an ultra marathon. They're
Yeah.
altering an ultra marathon, plus they're getting hit at the same time. It's crazy.
Absolutely insane. So, raise the bat. Hats off. Those doctors will be working overtime, I think, over the next couple of months and really earning that $700,000-800,000 a year.
And I apologise to any doctors that listen. I'd say there wouldn't be too many, if any, that listen to this podcast. But don't they love a consultant fee? Like, I feel like you look at them in the street, they go, hey, I'll be sending a bill through for that. You looked at me.
You worry about all the baristas that are serving them coffee of a morning. Getting
Well, that's
smacked
another
with
point.
a bill. Jesus
Don't worry.
Christ.
Don't worry. The baristas, there was news through the week that a coffee is going to cost $12 by the end of the year.
That's almost a litre of petrol. Shit.
Yeah. Well, that's
Shit on.
about a milliliter of petrol these days.
That's insane.
All right. Let's get into some NRL news. And I think we need to start at the top. We had a fantastic, I know this is not Comment Club. Now, normally Comment Club's at the end of the show where if you write into us, or leave a message, we will read out your comment.
Yep.
Someone wrote, we chucked a video up last week where we were attacking the Broncos and we were talking about the fact that this is a very, very big game for Madge. To lose the first 3 games of the year would be pretty bad.
Yep.
And we were both sort of thought, this is the type of game the Broncos generally go down to the game that's not meant to be a winnable game, and that's when they turn it on, they win. And they got the win, but the comment was, you need to update this video because we were talking about, is this curtains for Madge already? And we hadn't heard about this. This was a weird precedent that a coach that got a grand final winning side the next year before even game 1, there was rumors around that he was going to be sacked. And it's like, this is outrageous.
Yep.
What did you take from the big game? If that's our grand final this year, as much as I'd hate to admit it, at least it'd be a very, very good game of football because that game had it all.
Entertaining as shit.
Yeah.
But basically it was, 14-0 at halftime. Melbourne kept scoreless in the second half, which is insane when they've just racked up like 15,000 points in the first 2 games. The commentators didn't paint a good picture. No AFL in town at all. Everyone could be there. But it was perfect for Brisbane. At 14-0 at halftime, the commentators said it themselves. If any team can come from 14-0 down, it's Brisbane. We've seen it. And we did at the back end of last season when it mattered. I think it was just the perfect scenario because 90% of people had written them off. They were going down there. They were going to be 0-3. Madge was all but gone. It was just that perfect. It was like there was no pressure on them at all.
Yeah.
And it's no surprise. It's, you said it last week and you nailed it. This is the kind of game where no one expects them to win. They probably fucking will. Fuck.
Yeah, and you were raising some good points too last week around the fact that the next game, I believe, is the Dolphins at home in the Derby of Brisbane, basically. Yeah. So you don't want to be going back there 0-3. You want that victory against the Storm. It's crazy, isn't it? The Broncos just have this thing where they almost need to be behind at halftime in order to get their shit together. If they're in front, it's like the dickhead clause. Like they all think they're rock stars and they walk around, they strut back out after halftime. They think got the game done.
You're right.
But when they've got their pants pulled down before the half, they come out and they actually switch on at halftime. Maybe they do some shots. Could be toilet water. We just don't know.
But no, you're right. They were in front, had the momentum. Everything was in their favour last weekend against Parramatta. And lo and behold, they shit it. They sucked. They were terrible.
Yeah.
This week, at 14-0 down, keeping Melbourne scoreless in the second half, again, the side has scored an abundance of points over the last 2 weeks. I thought they were done. That was it. It's typical Brisbane though. Yeah. You nailed it. They won the unwinnable games last season, and this was one of them at halftime. So hats off. This is, I honestly think after watching the Dolphins this weekend as well, I think it's going to be a ripper of a game up there. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely will be. And I think now you can lock in a guaranteed, you know how you say, go to the blackjack table, chuck everything on red or black. If the Broncos are ever down at halftime I don't know if there's a score out there that could be putting you off. I would triple down and be calling the TAB, calling Sportsbet, putting that mid-game bet on. You will get good odds, and you can almost guarantee it's the easiest way to double your money by jumping on the Broncos at halftime as long as they're down.
Well, that's the other thing too. Sportsbet and Tab now would have to look at it. If they're down 14-0 at halftime, you'd have to be offering $1.10 on the Broncos live.
Yeah. That is something I can't wait to see.
Jesus.
Literally, the Broncos go into the half 10-0 down, and they're the favourites when it goes behind into halftime. That would be an incredible stat to see.
That is ridiculous.
Speaking of the Broncos, we have to touch on this one because this one has sort of been, I guess, the bigger news of the last week. You saw through the week on NRL 360, Gordon Tallis and Peter Bedell having a bit of a stoush. If you missed it, it was basically over Reynolds, whether he played or didn't play, and Tallis was very much in the favour of, if you're the captain, you're fit, you should play. And Peter Bedell's like, well, it's round 3. I would rather him not play and make sure he saves himself for the later game so we don't lose him unneeded. I can see both sides of the coin. You're not so much. You're on your team Gordy, are you?
Yeah, for the fact that this guy's the captain, you're getting paid really good money to play football. It's his job. It's his job. When was the last time your boss turned to you and said, hey, take the next couple of weeks off. I want to save you for the end of financial year. Fuck that. They want you there. They want you here now, and they want you here then. You're getting paid to do this. There is millions of people in this country that would dead set give their left testicle or their firstborn to swap positions with some of these players. And the fact that, we'll give you a rest because we want to use you later in the year. What happens if later in the year there's been too much damage done early on?
Yeah.
Fuck later in the year. Play for now.
Yeah. It's a tough one because I can also see being a Peter Bedell, being a Broncos fan and writes Courier Mail articles. He would be very used to seeing Reynolds go out there, look fantastic, and then blow a gasket and be out again for another month. Like, the guy is so injury prone. You almost want to wrap him in bubble wrap and go, just come out for the grand final if we make it. Just leave him just for that one. Break in case of emergency kind of shit behind it, the glass that he's then stored in. But the best part of this whole story then moved to Gordon. Later in the week, there's been news come out that the Brisbane Broncos, now this has been a kind of a running feud of late. It's sort of, I believe it started back when Gordon used to have cracks at Wayne Bennett. I remember he had cracks at Wayne Bennett because he's been very outspoken since he's become a commentator, but that's what he's getting paid to do. He was one of the best forwards in the game. He's actually a very good analyst because he actually says exactly what he thinks and he doesn't sugarcoat it. And a lot of the times, even though he's a two-headed Queenslander, he does say some good shit. Now, the Broncos through the week, I believe at their multi-million-dollar facility, have removed Gordon Tallis's name from a meeting room.
Yeah, I guess, boardroom.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, which Gordon, to his credit, Gordon said, who gives a fuck? I don't care.
Yeah.
But is it just, it's just petty. It's petty for someone who's played 160 games for the Broncos. And how many premierships did he win them?
3. What was it? 97, 98, 2000? This is the same guy that's openly come out and said that 97, he was all but signed with Manly. They'd given him the blank check. Here's $1 million, come play, stay with us. Don't worry about Super League. He stayed with the Broncos. He won club legend. And hats off to him. Couldn't give a fuck. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of, a plaque on a door? And you nailed it. He's getting paid to do this.
So tacky.
It's his. At the end of the day, it's his thoughts. We've said it in the past. If you don't agree with this list that we've compiled, don't fucking care. It's our list. It's my list. It's your list. He gets paid good money to do this. If he wants to slag off a club he played for, so be it. I sit here week in, week out and slag the fuck out of Manly and Seabold. But I'm not. I'm not a Manly legend. So
no, that's so true. That's so true. You've played minus minutes for Manly on the actual field. But okay, 2 questions coming your way. One, if Gordon Tallis had have went to Manly, do you reckon at this point you'd have a Gordon Tallis picture tatted on your ass?
Probably just his signature. And it'd be G on one cheek and then Erden, and I'd be using the bunghole as the O. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Definitely would be.
I thought you were going to do G and then T on the other side, and then it would be it could also double up because you could give someone a brown eye and say I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan.
That was my first thought as well. What's your second?
The second question I had for you was, if you're Gordon Tallis and you've bled, sweat, you've at 160 games, you probably bashed 170 people. Like, the guy was a big hitter. Unless he's in the Epstein files or does something of that level, there's nothing that he can do that removes what he did for the Brisbane Broncos.
100%. 100%.
So He could own every other team and literally every week start a YouTube page and just slag the Broncos. And he still deserves everything he's got in that club because he's a great of that club and got them where they are now.
Absolutely. They can try and erase as much as they want, but the records are there, the stats are there, the figures are there, the premierships are there. Guarantee he hasn't had to sell any of his premiership rings. They can try their hardest, but you ask any Brisbane fan now, they would, if given the opportunity, they would swallow Gordy. If the opportunity was given. And you can say that about any club. You know, Knights fans and Andrew Johns, Manly fans and Steve Menzies or Jeff Tuvey. You know, the club can try and do what they want, but at the end of the day, the guy is still today and always will be and has been a legend of the club. Definitely.
What do you think now that they've become petty and the Broncos have removed his name from the office meeting room?
Yep.
What do you think's a good get back for Gordon? Like the fact that he's the raging bull, wouldn't you love to go, rightio, you're the raging bull. Here's a baseball bat. Just go to town, like run through the office and smash as much as you want, and then we're even. Like what could it be? What could he do, or what could he get?
Honestly, just not acknowledge them. Not acknowledge them. If questioned about a performance, if he's commentating or analysing one of the games, criticise the absolute fuck out of him. Like, be open and honest. Don't sugarcoat anything. I doubt he has or will, but really let them know about it. You know, they've already got the shits with him. Don't think he's going to do much more to piss them off further. Do you know what I mean? Like, an insider of the club said that this meeting room, everyone had to walk past it every day and got sick of seeing it. No one wanted to use it. Now, that's fucking petty. That is petty.
And I know for a fact, because there's a lot of friends in my circle that are Broncos fans, and I lived in Brisbane for a bit, and the passion that they have for Gordon, a lot of them are extremely embarrassed by the way their club is handling this. Now, they're also a little bit pissed at Gordy as well, because over the years he has probably done a bit more than he had to slag off the Broncos. But again, like they sort of say, he gave us what he gave us, and we wouldn't be the club we are without him. And he was such a big part of our culture. Now, I guarantee you, if Gordy had the choice, hey, you can have the same amount of share in the Broncos that you have in the Titans, but you got to give it the Titans, he would do that.
Definitely.
He would rather be, I'd say he'd rather be a part of the Broncos
100%.
club. But the opportunity came up and he had a chance to buy the Titans. He loves Queensland. He decided to do it. But, man, that's petty. That's petty.
Massive.
So it's going to be an interesting space, because I think what'll have to happen is once this current, admin, because, I mean, isn't like Darren Lockyer high on the list, like in terms of like he's one of the runners or the general manager of football or something like that? So outside of his pack a day smoking, he's 100% right up there on the list of like a big part of, because I heard him talking about the Payne Haas contract and the fact that he sort of knew they were going to go and they offered them as best he could. But so there must be some bad blood there, which is weird. So Gordy must just be rubbing everyone up the wrong way. I wonder what's going to happen in the future. We'll keep an eye on this space. If you've got any thoughts or theories, let us know. And I'd love to get any comments around what they think would be a nice make good if Gordy was to get something off the Broncos. What would it be, and what would be enough to make good?
I wouldn't argue with him. Honestly, he could rub me however he wants. I'm not fucking arguing with the bloke. Jesus.
Yeah, he's the definition of if you're in a prison cell and he's your roommate.
You're the bitch.
Whatever he needed.
Yep.
Whatever he needed,
Definitely.
however he needed it, however often he needed it.
He didn't even have to ask.
Would be happening. Yeah. It's the reason why he's called the Raging Bull. Let's get into this. This is the coaching hot seat. It's why we're here this week. We wanted to go through the top 10. And Scotty, you've got the list there in front of you. We have a bit of a loggerhead at 10. Now, you're looking at this list now. Are you happy with the way this has gone? Off the back of we started compiling this list of, this is not a sacking list.
No.
This is not about sacking any of these coaches. This is about who's got the hardest job right now, because maybe there is some pressure of sacking, but it's also the roster, the situation, and I guess what they have to do to be an actual proper season. So some coaches are going to be high on this list because they need to almost win a premiership or it's a bust season. So they've got a lot of pressure on them from the start. So Is there anyone on this list currently you can see there that you think should be not there
Well,
or
yeah.
change?
So, look, to be honest with you, I'd probably scrap Christian Wolf straight off that list. He's doing it. He's doing a fantastic job. I mean, what's their third season? They haven't played finals football, the Dolphins. But in saying that, there's clubs that are more, I guess, established, probably not well set up or better structured, that haven't played finals football in longer. There's clubs out there that have spent a shit ton of money and have nothing to show for it. I think he's doing an absolute fantastic job. I don't feel like there's that much pressure on him. He started real well this season. If they make the finals, if they can break past ninth, which we know is a struggle, I think he could be in the job for quite a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And this is the hardest part. When you're doing a top 10, there are 17 coaches / teams in the comp. So you are going to have some, especially 10, 9, 8. They're going to be clubs that probably are doing okay, but you've got to still make the list. So I agree with that. Let's, off the back of the weekend's performance, the Dolphins played well. If they lose this game, was it yesterday? If they lose that game, he probably definitely deserves to make 10 because of the way they started the season. But I guess now we got at 10 now. We've got Benji Marshall sitting at 10.
Definitely.
Great start to the year. I mean, you can't really get at him too much because of player injury.
Definitely.
They were in that game. They almost caused the upset against South Sydney. But he's still got a bit of pressure on him because of the way the club is, and they do want success this year.
100%.
Does he give them success this year?
I don't think he gives them success. And had we had this conversation yesterday or Friday even, 100% backing him to sneak into the 8. But now it all comes down to the extent of these injuries. Adam Dewey, Jerome Luai, massive. If Luai's is a little bit more serious than they thought, you definitely got your 6 and 7 pick for the Blues then, without question. I feel like the pressure's on only because, and you just said it, how the club's being run, the stories you hear behind the scenes, I think there's quite a lot of pressure on Benji. Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like maybe not the job for him to start, especially given his history, because the last thing you want to do is come into a club that's still trying to rebrand, or not rebrand, but rebuild, restructure. And I guess in a sense, there's a chance he could become the scapegoat. So, a bit of pressure on him. Bit of pressure, definitely.
Yeah. We're going to go to 9 now. This guy probably wouldn't have had any issues last week, but they got their ass handed to them, and they do have, I guess, a track record of making it to the finals each and every year. They seem to be always top 4, but then they just can't do anything in the finals, and it's the same old, and there's going to come a time when I guess that gets too much, and that number 9 spot belongs right now to Craig Fitzgibbon of the Sharkies.
Definitely, only because We've actually talked about this quite a lot last season. In our opinion, they're wasting a fucking space in the finals. They finish They finish 4th, and they do it comfortably too. They're one of those teams that, say for example, had the Knights picked up 3 or 4 on the trot to start the season, and round 5 was against the Sharks, it's still a side you'd be worried about. And I know now, more now than ever before, it's always got to tip them to beat Manly. Well, at the moment, you tip fucking anyone.
Yes.
But I do feel like he's doing all the hard work to take that top 4 spot, but then doing absolutely nothing with it. It's kind of like they cement the top 4 for the finals, and then they start booking end-of-season trips. Without starting to think about what are we going to do over the next 4 weeks, guys? Are we going to fucking have a crack or what?
And I remember last year they came out and they gave the Roosters a bit of a touch up. And you thought, hang on a minute, maybe this could be the new Sharkies. Then no, back to the way it
might have just been an off day for the Roosters, to be honest. I do feel like there's a bit of pressure there. I mean, I'd be stoked with consistent top 4 finishes, but it gets to the point where it's like, well, fuck, can we do something with it? So, a little bit of pressure. A little bit of pressure.
Now, the next guy maybe should be higher, but I think they've started the year super strong. So this is one of those things where he's number 8 on the list, but the blue Bunsen burner burning is right there. Gus Gould just hasn't lowered him over it yet, and that is Cameron Ciraldo at number 8. Now, they are an incredible football team. Massive. They were clunky in Vegas after dismantling the Knights in the trials, but you'd have to say that Gus Gould doesn't strike me, and, you know, haven't received too many text messages from Gus while he's taking his shit, but I would say he wouldn't be the most happy guy if you're not getting the results that you need. He's kind of a guy on a bit of a timeline. He's not getting any younger. He would like to see them win a title soon, and that premiership success is very paramount to the side that they've built. They've built a very, very good team. He's a very, very good coach. So he's not on this list because of his coaching. He's on this list because that's going to be a performance issue potentially if he doesn't. Like, are we saying grand final or it's a bust this year for the Bulldogs?
So we talked about this, like, God, was it our pre-season, I guess, review? I don't know if grand final or bust, but he has got a very, very strong side. He's got a fantastic side. What are they? 2 games, 2 wins, just having a look. It's not strange this early, but for 2 games, 2 wins, 29-4, 24 against, it's close. And they're both, I picked them to beat the Dragons by at least 18.
Clunky game.
Yeah, you nailed that. I don't know if it's a grand final or bust, but with the side he has, they should really be eyeing off no less than the final before the grand final. You know, if they line up against a Storm outfit or a Panthers side that's absolutely running rampant, you lose to them, it's a respect. You know, it's respectable. Well, shit, we did come up against the best. I don't think the pressure is that high. You know, the Bunsen burner might be blue, but at the moment, Gus is still trying to play with it. He's still caught up in how pretty that flame is.
Yeah. He's not calling you up to his office just yet, and I kind of feel like he's. I think Gus will still be pissed, but he's not losing his job if they only make the prelim.
100%, definitely.
Especially if they were to rattle off first or second on the table for the year, or even the minor premiership, that would almost be enough then to secure him for another year. Okay, number 7. This is where it's starting to get a little bit hotter. And this next guy, look, he would be tearing his hair out, and which is not good for him because it's gone from a beautiful black only a number of years ago to being absolute jet white. Poor old Jason Riles has, look, he came in, ruffled some feathers at the Parramatta Eels. A lot of people are very happy the way he coaches, but that side is a side that will make you old very, very quickly. Like that game today, the Dragons, that was theirs to win.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel for Jason Riles only because he was, I guess they were nothing without Moses last season. You know, to start looking good and then lose such a playmaker. One that we even talked about would have been the difference in the Origin series had he been fit. The pressure is there, but I don't think the pressure is there in a, well, shit, is he going to be part of the next coaching merry-go-round? I feel like he's safe only if players stay fit, because
he's safe. He's safe, but do you reckon if Parramatta missed the 8, they riot?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
He may still have a job, but he just may have a few more black eyes.
They'll riot, but they'll riot less than Doggies fans, regardless of how they go. Regardless. I feel like the pressure's there, but it's not paramount. It's not, I don't think he's losing much sleep over it, to be honest.
Yeah. Maybe if they don't make the 8 next year, it could be like an Ange Postecoglou story where they start making songs up about him in the crowd. But they still keep him as a coach, but there's a bit of a Jason Riles song about how he just can't seem to perform after a certain amount of rounds. Maybe there's something like that. Maybe that's the level of extent. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. At number 6, we have got Josh Hannay. Now, again, I think this guy is pretty safe, but that is a basket case of a team. A basket case of an area because all the good players either seem to go to the Dolphins or the Broncos or the Storm, to be fair. And it's one of those jobs where I feel like he's a pretty good coach, but is he literally up against it because of the organization he's working for? Now, again, maybe the whole Matty Johns, Gordon Tallis takeover could potentially help this club and help this club perform, but there's not a very good track record that the Gold Coast franchise in history has ever been very good.
Well, that's exactly right. And have they survived longer than other clubs? You know, Seagulls, shit like that.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You know, I feel like he's really new into the job. It is a shit side, to be fair. It is a shit side. I really don't know if there's anything else I can say in his defence.
No, leave it at that. I think they're a shit side and he's going to have a tough time.
Yep.
But look, the positive of having a shit side and being a good coach is if you can string together some wins. Look, let's give a guy who probably should have been on this list, Holbrook from the Knights, come out, just shown that if you actually look at the side you've got, create a game of football that actually suits your side. The Knights have come out after playing terrible football for years under a coach that will not be named because I'm so over that guy. Is he at Manly now? I don't know.
He's at the Dogs,
I feel sorry for you if he is.
He's at the Dogs,
No, he's at the Dogs. Okay, I knew he was going between one of the two. And look, he was. I'm sure he tried really hard, but the fact that he changed his 6 and 7 every second day was not going to help the Knights. And Holbrook's come in and said, "All right, we're a quick and nimble side. We haven't got the big bopper forwards. Let's go fast. Let's play straight, hard, and a lot of offloads, quick play the balls, quick games." And they have really impressed.
Massively.
And even against the Warriors, like that's not an easy game when you've lost, $3 million of players on the sidelines. The fact that they played as well as they did and showed out, like that shows you a good coach. So he's not on this list for that exact reason. But the top 5 is now kicking off, and this is where it's definitely getting a bit closer. The man that probably would have been way higher if they didn't win in Melbourne is sitting at number 5, and that's Madge Maguire. We've got him at 5 because, again, he probably has to win a title, win a premiership, or it's a bust season. At least make the grand final. Yeah, at least make the grand final. If they don't make the grand final, it's not a good year. If you're defending your crown, you need to make the grand final. He's got a team that seems to be there some days and then just vanish for 2 or 3 weeks.
I mean, wasn't there a lot of stories in the preseason, I guess, behind the scenes again, of Madge and I guess the preseason and his demands and things like that? The pressure is there, and you nailed it, only because of last season. Had they not won it last season, wouldn't have been as much pressure. Had they gone out in that first unwinnable game, definitely.
Yeah.
All good. But the fact that they did win it and they've started so poor, they know Haas is out the door at the end of the season. Their halves are, coming to the end of it. Ezra's averaging 4 missed tackles a game, which is fucking ridiculous.
I was going to say, that's good for him.
For him it is. Ridiculous any other player. Pressure's definitely on. It's Ezra's mum. If they lose this Friday, I feel like it's really going to start to take its toll, because after that, what they've got, just having a look, they got the Titans. You'd expect them to win that, but again.
Oh, is it a grudge match? Is that should be for the Gordon Tallis Shield?
Could you rub more salt into the wound?
Awesome. Wouldn't that be, what a great idea for a game between the Titans. I don't know, they obviously would have something, I'm guessing, that they would play for anyway, but imagine playing for the Gordon Tallis Shield, the Titans and the Broncos. Man, I would love to see that. And Bronco legend Gordon Tallis would hand over the trophy every time it happened.
That's sensational.
That would be good.
So in a nutshell, pressure is definitely rising. It all comes down to the next few weeks.
All right, at number 4. Now, can I just start by saying these are obviously NRL coaches that have the pressure gauge turned up. The Bunsen burner is burning directly on the sphincter. Yeah. It's right there. The blue flame is on the sphincter. Especially when you get down to 4, you are high. Can I say I think this guy and this side is going to be totally fine. I want to preface that at the top. I think the Roosters, and I hate the Roosters, so I'm not a Roosters fan here, that's for sure. But I've got a feeling, and I think anyone who's got half a brain knows that it's going to take some time for Daly Cherry-Evans to get his drugs to kick in, get the right walking frame. But by round 20, even the back end of the year, he's going to be cooking. He's going to be cooking with gas. He's that old guy that just needs that little bit of time to warm up. But once those combinations are warmed up, I think they'll be hard to beat. And one thing you do want to make sure you do is you don't peak in rounds 1 to 7 or 1 to 10. You want to peak at the back end of the year. Sure. How often are we sitting here at the start of the year going, oh my God, that side that was awesome at the start of the year is now not even slightly in the picture, and this other side that was dog shit? Well, aka the Panthers from last year they were flying, and if they hadn't run out of puff, do they make another grand final? Like if they do the performance they did to Brisbane in round 2, round 1, if they do that performance in that prelim final, they wipe Broncos off the field, and they're in another grand final and potentially lining up for their 5. So I think Trent Robinson is totally fine, but you have to say right now his sphincter would be very, very tight.
Still paying $7.50 to win the comp, which is for a team sitting 14th with 1 win.
You'd slap that,
100%.
You'd slap 100 on that, wouldn't you?
I think it'll get tighter if they fail to perform.
The sphincter or which will get tighter?
Well, the news and the sphincter.
The money. The sphincter.
Only because they play Thursday night. They play Manly at Manly. Now, honestly, I can see Cherry Evans really having a blinder. That will kickstart, this is why we signed him. This is what he's got to offer. If, by small chances, Manly win that game, then I really think it's going to get a lot more difficult for Trent Robinson. And things will really... Cooper Cronk said it on the weekend. Questions need to be asked. Yeah, they've got such... They were talked about as premiership favourites 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago. And now it's a question of, well, fuck, are they going to beat Manly? If you don't beat Manly, give it away. Give it away. I feel like the pressure's there, but they're only one solid performance away from really kickstarting. Really getting going.
You could see this sort of side going on a 7 or 8 game winning streak pretty easily, and you go, we should never have been worried. And
definitely.
Then they're holding the title. All right, here we go. Gold, silver, and bronze. These are the coaching pressure points. The hot seat for NRL coaches right now. The ones with the most pressure on them because their side could be shit or the fact that their situation could be shit. The bronze medal is Shane Flanagan.
Yep. Agree with that.
The silver medal goes to Todd Payton and the gold medal by a country mile right now, and I'll be very surprised if he even makes it through the whole season, Anthony Seibold.
I pray he doesn't make it through a whole season. And
and you're a Manly fan.
100% agree with that. Most pressure, obviously, for the gold. Definitely Seibold. I could not fault that top 3, to be honest.
It's good because even though the Cowboys solid win, they are all over the place, and it's just, I don't know. Todd Payton is I think he's got it up against it. Like he could have a good season this year, but I feel like they need a change up there, and that could potentially be the reason why he's in this situation. He has to do something pretty good this year to save his job, and he may do it.
Definitely.
But he's definitely up against it right now, especially off the start of the season.
Who they got next week? Just having a quick look now. They got Melbourne at home. And Melbourne will be fired up, especially after that performance at home.
I think Bellamy's still screaming at them right now, and they're probably at home with their families, and he's got a conference call going, and he's still swearing at them.
He's dialed into
teams, they'll be ready to go.
And just constantly berating them. No, I think you're right. And then as for Seibold, it's honestly they get towed up against the Roosters on Thursday, it's almost got to be curtains.
Could be
Has
done.
to be. Has to be.
And Shane Flanagan, look, he's hats off to him. He's actually, look.
You're struggling, aren't you? You are struggling.
That Dragons team is a piece, like they are so bad. And they do so many dumb things. And I feel for poor old Shane Flanagan because half of it is his fucking son.
Yeah.
To be fair. So it's his own seed that's fucking him over. But
oh, shit.
you must admit, you as a coach, you can only do so much. And when they walk on the field, you go, well, fucking dealing with these bastards. You know what I mean? But he's still up against it because he has to make them perform. And right now, he'd be better off putting the Dragons reserve grade side in there potentially. The way they played against the Eels.
At least they're halves.
At the back of that game, they basically just gave the Eels a get out of jail free card and gave them the win. Far out, that was a bad second
It was
half.
terrible. I mean, even the first 15 minutes, I see more football hitting the ground than you see a basketball hitting the court in an NBA match.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. That was a good list, to be fair. And, it'd be interesting now to see how long the top three stay in jobs.
Yeah. Well, just for the sake of this conversation, let's give you the top three coaches on who can take a shit on anybody else right now, who basically would be the ones that's laughing at everybody going, no pressure whatsoever. What do you think the top three is? Read it out.
Top three, we've got Andrew Webster.
Oh, you never would have thought he'd be in the top three at the start of the year. Like, he's a good coach,
Definitely.
but I would never said he's got no stress, no worries. 3 from 3. He's killing it.
I'm changing your order. Number 2 is going to be Ivan Cleary. Definitely. And number 1, Craig Bellamy. Like 100%.
Yeah, the guy can just do dumps. They could go on a losing streak and he'd still be fine.
Definitely.
Having said that, Ivan Cleary, the reason why he could push for number 1 is, have they come out of the gates and just went smack, smack, smack and just belted up 3 teams with just ease and just went, hey, you thought we weren't good enough to be in the grand final this year? Check this out. We'll just slap everybody around for 3 weeks.
Who knows? This could be the reverse of last season. They're going to start so strong and then shit the bed back end of the season. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Imagine
Yeah, wow. Let's see. It'll be interesting to see. And I think you want to talk some cricket, don't you?
Yeah. So let's get on to some cricket because, I mean, why the hell wouldn't we?
Definitely.
So it's awesome to see this far into the year because normally we're heavy rugby league, but they've just revealed the biggest summer of cricket yet.
Massive.
Would you this? You know what worries me a bit about this, Scotty, is our cricketers, and we know this for a fact. Our cricketers are getting old.
Oh, definitely.
And this feels like a very, very heavy schedule for a bunch of 50-year-old cricketers.
Bunch of geriatrics. They're really making them work for their pension, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are working
shit.
hard. So let's go through it here. This is the schedule that has been dropped. If you are a cricket fan, you are just salivating at this. If you haven't heard about it yet, basically we take on Bangladesh. We start at the top. We take on Bangladesh in Darwin in August. There's a game at Great Barrier Reef Arena.
Yep.
I was hoping it'd be in the Great Barrier Reef, give the Bangladesh side a chance. Having said that, they'll probably win both tests and Australia will be stuffed from the start. Then we go and tour South Africa. Now, this is a big one because this obviously was the same kind of tour that caused us to lose a couple of our great players in Steve Smith and David Warner. And mainly those two we lost. So that's going to be interesting in September. I mean, Bancroft good, but he has done nothing since. So the poor guy has just rattled him too much. September and into October, we're doing that.
Massive.
Then
for what's that? That's ODIs and tests.
There's ODIs. Then into October, the test. So that's a huge month and a half of cricket in South Africa.
That's right. The
then
Poms are back.
You thought the Ashes. Yeah, you thought the Ashes was happening. Well, we're bringing them back because we want to slap them around again.
Oh.
Now, this is why I'm actually happy because we actually obviously had the positive news that Bazball is continuing. They're going to keep backing him in. So we get to bring Baz back over and slap Baz around a bit more with ODIs in Perth, Adelaide, and down in Hobart at Belrive Oval in November.
5 T20s. November into December. That's huge.
That is going to be, for a person like who can find a man attractive but still is a straight guy. Jacob Bethel coming back to Australia. Is he one guy you're going to be supporting in the England team?
Not as heavily as you, but a hell of a lot more than Duckett if they bring him. God, I hope
Well, that's
they
true.
don't.
Duckett will definitely on that plane. He'll be on that plane for sure.
And then what do we got? We welcome New Zealand, the neighbours, for 4 tests.
Yeah.
Boxing Day test, of course, MCG. Sydney for the 4th test. Then from January...
We've got Perth Adelaide too.
From January 21st, they tour India. And then March 11 through to 15, a one-off test against the Poms.
And it's a day-nighter.
The 150th anniversary test match. Wow.
It's crazy.
That is going to be insane.
So that's Bangladesh into South Africa, into into England, into New Zealand, back into England.
No, India.
Oh, of course, India. And then, shit.
It's massive.
What a
run.
run.
You know the problem? I'm going to have to, that tour of South Africa and the tour of India, I'm going to have to work because they're going to be on at bullshit o'clock.
Yeah, that's true. When you said, the problem, I was going to say, it's hard to stay erect and hard for a full 7 months, which we're going to have to do to get through all these matches because this is a rock-hard schedule.
Massive. Insane. So, looking forward to it.
Just before we go into Comment Club and our tip-off, go through each series just quickly. Do we win or do we lose?
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh we take care of, right? We could almost bat left-handed.
I'm going to say we are going to lose the ODIs in South Africa. And we're going to struggle in the tests, to be honest. That one's hard to...
Over there, it's always truck. It's a tough one. Tough one.
ODI series against England, we'll win that. We'll win the T20s. New Zealand will put up a really good fight, but I'm going to back us to win that series. India, no. It's a write-off.
Yeah.
Definite write-off.
Over there. Well, you know what we'll do because we have no idea how to pick anything. We'll say to the one guy who actually is really good on spinning wickets, Steve Smith, don't bother coming to India. Will some dumb thing like that happen? Get Ronald McDonald out of there? No, he's actually
We'll just take a squad of pace bowlers. So
exactly.
Really want us to win that 150th anniversary test match.
I feel like the whole summer revolves around
That's the only one that I really care about.
Yeah. Because it's an Ashes test.
Yes.
It's an Ashes test, and I agree with you. If we lose that, the summer is an absolute disaster.
It's a write-off. We could be undefeated in every format until that point. We lose that, the whole summer's been a fucking disaster.
The whole summer's done.
Fucking write it off.
Okay. Nicely done, mate. Let's get into this.
It's time to give everyone just the tip. Come on, boys, is it in yet? The tip-off.
This is the tip-off. We have $100 each week to throw a multi on at Scotty v. Eggo, head-to-head. Money counts. At the end of the year, the person with the biggest tally has the biggest penis. The biggest win, and you have to give the other person a favour.
Sexual, favour, whatever.
Could be sexual. Mm-hmm. Could be sexual. Mm-hmm. We're still waiting on your... I lost last year. We're still waiting on what you've got for me. So you just... I guess slow and steady wins the race. Could your one be you void my one?
Well,
and we just cancel that
I was
out?
about to say, it's been such an absolute disaster. You are slowly just running away with this. And I say slowly because it's only, yourself, you're only one multi away from really almost cutting the deficit in half.
Yes.
And I'm not really looking forward
Now, you made a silly idea, though.
Yeah.
You made a silly thing where you said if you tip 3 multis in a row, then the next week, you get to pick the other person's multi. So I could say to you, all right, you've got to pick one from handball, one from blah, one from blah.
Yep.
Now, I won 3 weeks ago. Then I had my multi all but win except for one voided bet, which ruined my whole multi, and I had to.
You didn't lose.
I didn't lose, but I should have won that one because it was basically almost a foregone. And then my multi has come off again this week, so I'm on a roll now. Technically 2 in a row. I now move to $1,401 and something or other cents. I'm not doing the maths on that just right now. And you had a 205, just missed the pin. So you're sitting on $614. So 1,400 is taken on 614 currently. What is your multi for this week, sir?
So you're not picking. No, you basically need to win this week, don't you? Yeah.
I have to win this week, and then I get to pick what you do.
I looked at the soccer fixtures. I didn't like them.
Good.
Didn't like them.
Oh, damn.
Didn't want to go to Italy because they just fucked me over. Didn't want to go to Spain because Real Madrid are just a fucking joke to back.
No, you're pretty good there. You should do that.
So, I have gone a leaf or a page, out of your book. I've gone NBA.
Ooh.
I've gone Denver into the Knicks with is it Brunson to score 20 or more and Towns for 15 or more points and 10 or more rebounds into Boston Celtics.
Wow.
This
is good.
$8.77.
That's good.
What do you got?
Now, I've gone really safe because I need to win this so I can fuck you over next week.
That's a good point.
And now that I've got a bit of a lead, I can just sort of just take my time now. So I've gone a 4-leg multi in the NBA. I'm going to stick with that because that's where I'm getting the most success. The Denver Nuggets into Bronson to score 20-plus points, into Devin Booker to score 20-plus points, into Jaylen Brown to score 20-plus points. That gets me $243.75 plus the chance to be picking Scotty's multi next week. Oh, that sounds good.
You know what? I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was sitting there thinking, it would be ideal. Not ideal, but if I was in your position right now, where I've got the nice little lead, and I sit there and I go, righto, what's your multi? And you've just rattled that off, and you go, okay, where are you going? I go, I'm putting on exactly what you've just put on.
For the rest of the time.
For the rest of the year.
That's actually pretty damn good. That's actually pretty good. But then again, you have been losing every week, so I have to go a little bit against you.
But it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because you'd hold your lead.
But the best thing for me on this one is I really want to be picking your multi next week.
Yeah.
So I want to go safe.
I get that.
And I'm worried about your Knicks one. There's some nice little intricacies there around, Brunson and then Towns that worries me a little bit.
Playing?
I think they're taking on the Wizards, so they should
Wizards
win.
Wizards are paying $15.
Yeah, they should do it. But the biggest problem you're going to have is the Knicks blow them out in the first half.
Yeah.
And then next minute they're all on the bench.
Yeah, definitely.
And that can be a little bit of a worry
if
you're chasing that 10th rebound or something like that.
So I should have put it on with Tab because if you fall one short, they pay out.
Yeah, we don't do that here. Absolutely don't do that here. All right, well, best of luck. Let's get into this.
It's time for Comment Club. Normally I ignore all the comments. I get a lot of them. I've got to get paid for this crap.
You can get into the comment a number of ways. You can drop us a cheeky DM, slide on in at Talking Sport Report on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can also email us, talkingsportreport@gmail.com, or the preferred way in this
snail mail
is leave a
oh no
yeah well, you can if you want to give out your personal address. A 5-star review in Apple or Spotify podcast makes a huge difference to our podcast. Thank you again for listening. If you've gotten this far, you are a true massive throat goat of the show, and we love you.
Love them
very dearly. But give us a 5-star and drop a comment, and then we will read you out in this section.
Yes, we will use the comment section as well to do Jimmy's Player of the Year. I almost forgot about that.
Good. Well, let's start with Jimmy. He's dropped us a little note.
Yeah. Our fearless leader, and Scott, got me wondering, with this being multicultural round, what your favourite dish would be to represent these humble citizens. What would you go with? A mixed kebab with the lot, tabbouleh and garlic sauce. B, kava. C, some sort of a rice dish with coconut cream and crab. D, wombat. E, bangers and mash with a warm pint. Or F, udder. Open to ideas. Thanks for your time. Love, Jimmy.
Oh, that a cracker.
Do you know, the only thing that disappoints me about that list, there's no snack pack on there.
Well, that's what other is,
Well,
mate. He's leaving
true.
it open to you to chuck that up there. Do you want to chuck that
the
there?
snack pack.
Because I sure as hell ain't get choosing wombat. That shit is stinky meat.
Never-
I've been told by people who have tried
never
it.
had
It's there's a reason it's not at Coles, mate. There's a reason. And Skippy's at Coles, but there's no fucking wombat because it's a stinky, disgusting meat. So rule that.
What's your choice?
Yeah. Well, I've got to admit,
The sound of the pint.
I do
was
love
good.
multicultural around. The pint
But he
is
said
good, but I need it
warm.
really
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah, that's the killer.
And I don't like that
Mm.
part. I love the idea of the rice with some crab and some coconut cream.
That's good.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good. And Carver scares the shit out of me.
I've had it.
Because
I've had it.
how do you know what the fuck's going on with that stuff? And it knocks you
I
around.
gagged like an absolute bitch.
Oh, you
Yeah.
would have. You would have gagged like a girl in a corner.
Sexier. Sexier.
Yes, sexier. And look, the kebab would be good too, just quietly.
Oh, yeah.
And but the problem is you are not getting lucky with your missus for a long time off the back of that garlic
Yeah,
sauce.
exactly. But it's so worth it. So worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah, you lather that shit on. Lather that shit on. No, I'm taking the rice dish. Are you putting in a?
I'm going a snack pack. Going snack pack.
Snack
for sure.
pack.
Halal snack
It's a
pack.
good question.
Yeah, I love that.
What a
Love
legend.
that.
Thank you, Throat Goat Jimmy. All right, Sluggy's also emailed
Love
through.
it.
Well, hello, gents. The Aussie women's cricket team dismantled the Windies in the first 2020, and no one cares, which is fine, because I care. Last night, I spent a large portion of my time watching the Tillies trying to win the Asia Cup. But, just like December 7, 1941, Japan attacked without warning and bombed the goal line. Shit, even Arnold, the goalkeeper, fell to the ground as the ball sailed past her. Unlike America, who attacked back and won, we just could not find the back of the net. Tillies did play well, but much like the Aussie pace attack, what are we going to do when the current front line age out of the game?
Oh yeah.
The Roosters also got beaten like a red-headed stepchild early Friday, and Docs shut early. There was just no saving them. I hope the ref had a working with children check because they played like a bunch of under-8s. Broncos finally won a game. The Knights, spelt with Nights, lost a game at home. I left the K off because it's going to be like Hangman. If they lose a match, letters come off. If they win one, they get one back. I reckon we won't be able to say their names soon. Sharks turned into tadpoles last night as they got face fucked at home by some randy Dolphins, which was actually good to see. Slug.
Wow.
And
Sluggy, they're getting better and better each week. I do like the idea of the Dolphins in the water face fucking the Sharks.
do you know what? I was just super impressed with the sign off. Just like have a good have a good week or anything. Just slug. Fucking
That's
Jesus.
right. Slapped you in the face with his long one. That's
What
basically what he did.
A legend.
I didn't know where you start to unpack that. I mean, the Tillies, yes, that was unfortunate. That was very unfortunate to see the win there. I heard a great call from someone on the news that you can't even score that goal Japan scored on FIFA. Like it's impossible to even score in FIFA. How the hell did she score that goal from that? It's like she hit and hoped, and it just dipped in.
Fucking hell.
But have you got anything on your side of the fence from Comment Club?
Not from Comment Club, although, yeah, I didn't really want to talk about it, but copping it, absolutely copping it from good mate of mine, John, with the footy tipping. Got a message from him this morning, actually, which says, what is better than waking up with morning wood? And my reply was, well, having someone to drain it for you. Apparently not. He sent me a screenshot of our tipping comp ladder. And yeah, basically that is better than Morningwood. I am languishing down the bottom. He's talking a big game for someone that can't crack first place, but he's really getting into it. So if you're in the tipping comp and you honestly do want to sling mud or get vocal or anything like that, please do. We encourage it. It's actually good fun.
Slap us around a bit. I forgot my tips which is actually nice. I forgot my tips week 1.
Yes, you did.
And I'm not coming last.
No, you're not.
I'm actually ahead of you,
Yes,
Scotty.
you
What
are.
the hell?
Yes, you are.
I'm ahead of you by 1. I don't understand how that's even possible.
Yep.
We've got to give a shout out. The man who made the tipping comp, the Talking Sport Report, NRL Cup, Gilly. He is now out in front on 18 points. Yeah, he's out in front.
It.
He's
He
first
is too.
after 3 rounds. Guard second. And then Avilius, that's
Jono.
That's
Yeah,
Jono. Yeah, I thought that was
apparently
Jono.
his daughter does his tips for him.
That's good. That's good. It's obviously working. He's sitting equal second, basically. So
There's,
Johnny Stiggy, Sluggy's up there, Neb's up there. And the Urk, so that's Duncan. I think that's Dunks
I'm
from the Turkeys. Gobble
do you know
gobble.
I'm last?
Yeah,
Like I'm last.
you are
Yes.
last, which we couldn't script this shit if we tried. But you're last on 12.
And
Then again, you look at it, 18 to 12. It's early days, my
I
friend.
know that.
Early
but, I mean,
days.
I'm sure I looked at this last week and Eki, Jordan was like he was up top. He's had a rough round. He only got one this week.
Well,
poor
he got
bugger.
one.
Yeah. Nev's sitting 7th and he
Shit.
only got 2.
2.
And he's still
It was
7th.
a very, very tricky round. I got 5. I got 5 this week, so I did
Jesus
well.
Christ.
And I tipped. I think I tipped the Tigers. I was going for the upset.
Yeah, I tipped them
So,
too.
anyway,
Yeah, I tipped them too.
So that's all right.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Let's wrap up quickly, but before we go, Jimmy, the
oh
throat goat,
yes.
who we heard from a minute ago, he's 3-2-1.
Yep.
So you'll be upset that you've relegated him to the very back end of the podcast.
But it's good because it keeps everyone waiting now.
That's a good point. So he's 3-2-1.
I have got a little message here from him as well, but he has sent them through. Is plus
This is the player of the round, 3-2-1, not just individual
No,
teams.
this is across
it's
the
for the
entire-
whole round.
so,
Jimmy watches
Every game.
every single game of football without
and
fail.
if he misses it, he's got it recorded, and you cannot message him about the game. So for 1 point this round, he's gone Milky Jenkins. Oh, Tom Jenkins,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Number 2, which is now our outright leader, Tanner Boyd for 2 points.
on 5.
Yeah, he's our outright leader now on 5 points. And 3 points
Yep.
this week he has given to Jai Gray. And he has followed up. If any blows up about Gray's 3 points, check his defence for the size of the absolutely unbelievable. Respect that.
Yeah, that's actually, I'll give him that.
Mm.
That's actually a pretty good call. That guy should be playing in like juniors, and he's out there playing NRL, and doing well. And the fact that they're all falling around him.
One more from
What else has he
Jimmy.
said?
I'll add to this. Fodder Waker is a plus-size Temu version of Junior Polo. That prick's fucking cooked. Give it away. On that note,
And that,
mate,
it wraps up the Talking Sport Report for another week. How awesome is that? Message us anytime. Give us feedback. Give us support. Go hard at us. We love
Absolutely.
it. TalkingSportReport@gmail.com or slide into our DMs at Talking Sport Report on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Scotty, until next week, mate. Looking forward to seeing you again.
Can't wait.
Love our Sunday nights together during NRL rounds.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic week, everyone. And fuck you, Clint Gutherson.
Peace, love, dove.